Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. It's a Wednesday. We're already halfway through this week but it's really not fair because we had Monday off. It's a short week, so we should be more than halfway through the week, right? Well, we'll see. All right. We've got your HCC news and information coming up in the next half hour or so, plus some special guests. One of them we're still waiting on. We'll see if he'll make an appearance. One person that joins me this morning, Dr. Tony Rayo, is here. And Tony, we've got a big announcement to talk about this morning with some funding we have for our students.
Yes, HERF, emergency aid for students.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool deal. You know, the big talk around the nation is free college tuition. It's been, it was in the last election cycle. It was big with the last administration, with a lot of pressure to make college free, or at least community college. But, one thing about going to HCC is we have a lot of programs where we find funding to pay for the tuition that's not paid for by your grants and your scholarships. Well, what we have now is literally a game changer for students, because this is a HERF, emergency aid for students, and HERF stands for?
It stands for, I'm not sure.
The Higher Education Relief Fund, Emergency Relief Fund. Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
It embodies the third round of funding used to prevent, prepare for, and respond to the COVID-19 pandemic that is ongoing. Now, keep in mind, these are funds available to students. You have to go through an application process, and this is specifically for students that are going to be enrolled in the fall. That's the number one requirement. Enroll in the fall. You can get access. We're talking a lot of money here, Tony, a huge amount of money.
Yeah, $59 million, right?
That's right.
Maybe not.
Yeah, $59 million. Overall, $40 billion was appropriated to the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund, better known as HERF. $40 billion was allocated nationwide. HCC, because of our size, our location, and our community support and outreach, we received $59 million. That money is going to go to our students. That's a huge amount of money. It's going to go to our students. Now, you might want to know, who is eligible? Well, you have to be eligible you have to enroll to be eligible for these fundings. It's emergency aid. There is a website. If you want more information, go to the Financial Aid Emergency webpage. You can go to our website, click on the link, look for financial aid, get started today, get some of this funding because it's available, and we need to get it out there to our students.
And they can use this money for anything like tuition, books, technology, childcare, healthcare, housing, food, etc. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, you don't just have to use it for tuition. It's living expenses. This money is available. It's a game changer. You'll be hearing a lot more about it, but we want to get the money to you, our students, to make sure you have the money to support you to get your education. All right, on to today's show. You want to remind people about our social media, Tony?
Absolutely. We are live streaming from both Facebook and YouTube today and Monday through Friday from now on. And you can get us on, obviously, Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Flickr. And just remember, hit Houston Community College District, and that will get you to the right place.
That's exactly right. Okay, we've got two guests. One of them's just joined us. I'm going to say hello to him, Xavier Montoya. He is the general manager of XVRcade. Xavier, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Todd.
Thanks for being here. We're looking forward to hearing from you. We're going to be with you in a few minutes. So if you would grab a cup of coffee, stand by, and we'll be with you in about 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
All right. First off the top, we are going to be talking with David Vogel. He's the dean of our Automotive Center of Excellence. David, we're looking forward to speaking with you about new technologies we're talking with, or actually in teaching about here at HCC. Let's talk about hybrid vehicles. Everybody's talking about hybrid, electric. What's the difference between the two types of vehicles?
Well, the hybrid vehicle, it has a combustion engine, internal combustion engine, and it uses the battery power, electric power, as well as the combustion engine. There's two different kinds. There's a HEV, which is the traditional, which it's just the combustion engine.
Right.
The hybrid part, the electric engine. There's no plug-in. The other one, they call it PHEV, which that is a plug-in, but it also has a combustion engine and the electric engine. So they help each other charge it up.
So these are very intriguing vehicles, and you see them all over the roads. I guess the one, years ago, I used to work for Toyota, and the Prius was definitely one of their flagship vehicles. It wasn't the bestseller. Of course, Camry's always been their bestseller, but it was certainly doing very well. And now you do see some Priuses on the road, but you see those fully electrics. I'm thinking, the Teslas. Also, our director drives, I believe, a Leaf, which is made by Nissan. What are these vehicles? Is there one that you suggest? Being old school myself, I like to have the reliance of a combustible engine and possibly electric as well, like a hybrid vehicle. But are you suggesting certain ones to certain types of people?
Well, it all depends on where you drive, where you're located. Because if you do a lot of inner city driving, short distances, then the electric vehicle is just fine because it doesn't have a combustion engine, no exhaust, no any kind of fuel tank or anything with it. But you do have to make sure that you have access to plug it in. And you can plug it in at home with 110. That takes a long time to charge. Or you could do 240. You could have a special hookup for 240. So pretty much you got to look for your routes. So if you like to do long distance driving, the hybrid's probably the way to go. It all depends on where you plan to drive.
Because the hybrid's going to be charging itself like the Prius as the combustible engine's going, correct?
Correct, yes. And it also uses a regenerative brake system.
Let's talk about, is there a misconception that electric and hybrid vehicles are more dangerous in accidents? You hear that. Is that a misconception?
Yeah, everything's pretty much sealed in, and the only way it can be more expensive. It's not dangerous because especially in electric vehicles, there's no fuel and oil, and them are the things that usually catch on fire. The problem is with if a battery spills, then you're going to have an extra cleanup, which gets expensive for the fire department and things like that. But for safety for a person, it's really no difference.
Is there, if you're looking to lease or buy these cars, is there a better option for electrical or hybrid vehicles? And what about insurance? Do you get breaks on those as well?
So insurance right now seems to be a little more expensive for the electric vehicle and hybrid because of the cost of repairing it. The good thing about electric vehicles and hybrid is the manufacturers are giving a 80,000. Some of them have unlimited warranty, like Tesla, unlimited mileage, but 10-year warranty. Others, like Toyota and BMW, are coming with 8 years, 80,000 miles. So they all have different types of warranties. So it all depends on if you like to keep your vehicles and things like that. As a matter of fact, I have a colleague that owns a Tesla that's about 8 years old. He has 240,000 miles on it and hasn't had a problem with it one.
Yeah, I mean, I hear great things about Teslas. I've driven around in a few of them through friends who have them, but I'm just not ready to make the jump to a fully electric vehicle because I like to take my vehicle on long drives, and I don't like to have to plan it out ahead of time because it sounds like if you're driving a Tesla or an electric vehicle and you want to go, say, semi-cross country, you have to do a lot of planning ahead of time.
That is correct. Yes, you're going to have to find charging ports, hotels that possibly have charging ports. The good news is all the manufacturers now, when you buy their vehicle or lease it, they give you the ports that fit any charger because they all use, different ports, but they have connectors that will plug into a different charger. So at least they've done that. They haven't quite standardized the port yet, but they at least made adapters for it. But yes, you definitely have to chart out your road mapping before you go on your trip.
Let's talk about HCC's automotive technology program. Obviously, electric vehicles and hybrid are playing a role in what you're teaching the students. The students now need to know how to work on electric vehicles and hybrids as well as the regular combustible engine. Is that essential to all technicians that are going out there?
Yes, it's fastly growing that way. We are now moving to start integrating that training into our classes in the electric and the engine performance. We do minor stuff, but we're gonna be getting more heavy and heavy. on that. Right now, the dealers, they give that warranty. So most people take the cars to the dealer. So the independents aren't too worried about that at the moment. But you have to at least have every technician, whether it's independent or not, know how to safely disable that high voltage system. Otherwise, they could kill themselves.
With your program, is it adding more on the students' workload to learn how to work with hybrid vehicles? Is that an extra certification they need to get? How does that work to get prepared to go out into the job market?
Yeah, so today's vehicles, you basically, if you want to be in the top of your game, you're basically going to have to be able to really go to school and become an engineer, but you just don't like school that much. I mean, it's getting that advanced.
Wow.
With the electric cars, they no longer have all them fluids that need to be changed. There's still going to be suspension. There's still going to be tires and minor things like that. But there's no tune-ups. There's no fuel filters. There's no cooling systems that really flush because they come with the lifetime warranty fluids now. So it is starting to limit some of that. So, yes, you're going to have to work with a computer.
I know we have a number of partnerships with manufacturers right now where students are trained technicians to go work directly for that manufacturer. Are you looking at partnerships with manufacturers of electric vehicles in the future?
Yeah. Right now we have partnerships with Toyota, Ford, Subaru, and Audi, and they all provide us online training that they give to their technicians free to our students. And it does have the hybrid, the basic entry-level hybrid classes and electric vehicle classes in it.
And your students, when they are trained and ready to go out there, do they have jobs waiting for them? Do you guys assist them in finding the jobs?
Yes, they actually have to do a co-op before they graduate. So we actually have 100% placement rate. We have all kinds of companies calling us right now. Matter of fact, Pep Boys yesterday called, and they've got all kinds of openings. And they're doing a hiring career fair today as we speak with all our students.
Are the jobs out there, being that we're needing more technicians, more vehicles are being manufactured with bigger and better technology, are the jobs becoming more higher paying?
Yes, yeah, especially once you get into shop. They have the quick lanes. They start you off at about $15 to $18 an hour. But once you are successful there and you move into the shop, you're getting up to $24 to $35 an hour now.
Are you guys enrolling for the fall right now, David?
Yes, we are.
All right. So keep in mind, fall enrollment is underway at HCC, folks. And we also talked about that HERF funding. I guess you're pretty excited about that too, David. That's going to help a number of your oncoming students in the future.
Oh, yes. And we also have scholarships available to help students as well.
All right. David Vogel, he is the Dean of HCC's Automotive Center of Excellence. David, thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Todd.
If you want to know more about HCC's Automotive Technology Center of Excellence, we will put the link in the social media for the post for the show. Remember, registration's underway now, folks. If you want to register for the fall, get employed in the next year or so, well, now is the time to register. David, we'll talk to you again soon. All right, we are going to move on to Dr. Tony Rayo, who is going to be meeting with Xavier Montoya. Tony, you want to take it away?
Yes. Hi, Xavier. I understand you are the general manager of XVRcade. Is that correct?
That is correct, Tony.
I'm so glad you're here. You're our gaming guest. Now, I understand that you have a very unique store here in Houston, and one of the few, a handful. It's a virtual reality sessions and all kinds of technology about it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so XVRcade is an entertainment center where we allow individuals and consumers to try out virtual reality for time. So we sell time. We have 30-minute packages, an hour, or parties. And when they come into virtual reality, they actually get a list of different simulations that they can experience while they're there with their time. We have things from non-interactive, just visually stunning, to where you're super interactive, shooting and trying to dodge things and acting a fool, but having such a great time in the middle of it.
So you don't have to be an expert at this, right?
No, definitely not. We love, predominantly all of our customers that come in are actually newbies. They have never, ever tried virtual reality before. And so we help I think that's what makes us different compared to some of the other VR locations. We help guide you to understand how to use the system so that you can enjoy it to the maximum with your short visit.
That's wonderful. Well, now there's a new form of gaming that's not been fully adapted by the major game developers. What you're doing. Tell us a little bit about that.
So some of the other, developers that make popular games like Call of Duty, Halo, or such and such that are really well-known games out there, they have yet to come into the industry of virtual reality because they call it the Wild West. Things are just changing ever so often and the technology advances. So to put a lot of money in development and deployment and marketing for these, I've seen a lot of video games that are really well made, and just because of maybe running out of money or not enough marketing, it just becomes a flop, and then something else comes out that takes the spotlight. So I think that's what's really pushing the major developers away, but there are emerging new developers that are specializing in virtual reality gaming alone and simulation training. So that's really interesting.
High competition, I would say.
Yeah. Well, we don't develop yet, but we just let people experience the simulations. So we want to partner with those types of people and let them know that there's a space that they can come to and have their guests enjoy their simulations all at once. Because since these things are pretty expensive, having 4 in one space is a lot of money. And
they can try it out. Yeah, they can try it out. You're right. Well, and yes, I understand that this is very pricey, the gaming computer and the high quality specs that you have to have with it. It's very costly, right?
It's it can get averaging to start $1,000 just for the unit of the computer, and then upwards with the newest and latest graphics and things of such.
So you take care of the cost for the people. Well, okay. Now, Oculus, a major player in the VR space, has created a portable all-in-one headset starting at $400. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
Yes. So a lot of people in the VR industry saying the biggest blockade has been household. Well, Oculus is, am I connected? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oculus, which is now purchased by Facebook, has created a standalone virtual reality unit that starts at $400. And it's called the Oculus Quest. It enables you to play some of the most popular games without having to invest a lot of money into a gaming computer and buying all the little accessories, because it all comes in one package. And so we're starting to utilize that in our business too, as being able to do VR to you. We can bring the units with this whole package to different spaces throughout the city.
Hey, Xavier, I've got a question for you. Where are you guys located and what are your hours? Can anyone show up? Do they have to buy a membership or can they just buy the time?
So you can make a reservation via phone or via the internet on the webpage, XVRcade.com. And we're open 10 to 7 almost every day. So this is something that we recommend a reservation for, since we've been really busy, just so that when you walk in, you don't have to wait, and guarantees that you'll have that spot right when you arrive.
And where are you guys located?
It is 17452 Northwest Freeway. So that's on the northwest side in the city of Jersey Village, right there on Beltway 8 and 290.
Okay, off 290. Great. Tony, it sounds like a wonderful opportunity for our students to get out there, especially if they're interested in gaming. You don't have to have the system at home. You can simply go there, rent the time, and try out new things, especially with a lot of our students are very interested in designing these games. It would be good to get in the virtual experience.
And this way they can try it out, don't have to spend all the money, up front, and then, then decide what they want to do with it. Exactly. Now, I know you get, like we said before, you have first timers, you have experienced gamers. What about age groups and things like that?
I have a lot of people who are in the younger crowd that have seen people on YouTube do these types of things. So because of that, I think I get a lot of the younger crowds. Between 8 is what we kind of set the limit to for starting, and then upwards to about 18 being the main group. But we do get people who are older, between the 20s and 60s, trying to do group setting things like a bachelor party we had once, or we actually had a bachelorette party, and they all did virtual reality. So it was really entertaining when groups of the same age all work together in these types of things.
Well, I have a grandson that he's only 7, but I think he could fit in there. He's already at home with his headsets on and doing all kind of virtual reality stuff. So yeah, they start very young. And you also talked about teams or groups of people and different kind of events. I know you want to specialize in team building events. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the great thing, once again, about having 4 stations in one setting, it allows them to work together in some of the simulations. And so some of the simulations are kind of extreme, like zombie apocalypse, which you're trying to survive with your team. But we also have some more easier ones, easy like competitive tag, or building things, or obstacle courses that they have to get through, and they work together to get through them. So I think it really enables some people to do things that they normally couldn't do. That's like seems really physical, all virtually in their head.
And safe. They don't have to break their leg trying to make it happen, right?
Exactly.
What I would need. That's what I would need.
I see an HCCTV team building event in our future over there. I think you can sign us up with a zombie apocalypse. That's I want to do that.
Good retreat. It's a retreat. We can go to have it as a retreat and learn how to work with each other, right?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Xavier Montoya, General Manager for XVRcade. Thanks for being here as our gaming guest this Wednesday.
No problem. Thank you, Todd, for inviting.
All right. Okay, we are going to move on to our HCC news and announcements. Tony, we've got a Construction Career Expo happening this weekend. By the way, folks, we've got a busy weekend ahead of us. Why don't you tell us about the Construction Career Expo?
Well, this Saturday, it's at the Stafford Workforce Building, and you get to learn about careers in construction, including carpentry, framing, drywall installation and repair, electrical technician, and HVAC. And you can also get scholarship and financial aid there. So there is no reason not to sign up. There are so many different ways you can get financial aid. So come on down.
Another thing happening this weekend, remember I mentioned it'll be a busy weekend, district-wide admissions fairs. That's right. This Saturday, HCC is hosting a major registration event at 5 campuses. They'll be happening simultaneously. You can show up at the campus. Students can get help with all that's required for enrolling, from admissions applications, choosing a program or a major. You can meet with an advisor there. Onboarding steps, financial aid, and payment options. Those are happening 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the West Loop, Central Campus, East Side, A-Leaf, and North Line. All of those campuses, we will have a link in the social media post to check them out. But make sure you get out there in person. We're back on campuses with in-person learning again, folks. Our campuses are open, our buildings are open, and we want to get you on the campus to get signed up for the fall. Okay, July is Community Learning Month for our CLE programs.
Absolutely. And we've got several coming up. The Microsoft OneDrive for Business Level 100 will be Friday. And it goes from noon to 1:30. And then also we have the Gardening Small Spaces Fall Vegetables. That one is also from 10 to 11:30. And there's a whole lot of other things. The thing that's good, I think, about the gardening is that fall will be coming upon us pretty soon, and you got to learn how to make those vegetables. It makes it so much cheaper to make your own than it is to go buy them at the store.
Absolutely. We'll have a link to all of our programs in our social media post of the show. Okay, summer shorts, drama practicum. HCC drama majors will be featured in a YouTube series of short plays to challenge them in their acting techniques. It happens 7:30 p.m. next Thursday, July 15th. No registrations required. We'll have the information in the social media post. And good news for those wanting to sign up for classes at Coleman College for Health Sciences.
Absolutely. It's been extended. So you need to register now. And we have summer face-to-face classes will be kicking off. Smaller classes, though. So we'll still have the social distancing. So you need to go ahead and register now so you can get into those classes.
That's right. So hccs.edu/health is the link to go to their programs and explore everything they have to offer. Earn your degree for free. We've been talking about funding to pay for college. We have it here at HCC. In fact, the HERF funding, we just announced $59 million that are available to fund students who are enrolled in the fall. That's incredible. It's a game changer for you. We've also got a program called the Eagle Promise. If your federal and state grants and scholarships don't cover all you need for an eligible HCC degree or certificate, Eagle Promise dollars will. Go to hccs.edu/freedegree. Don't let the cost of going to college, no matter who you are, your economic status, your socioeconomic status, or you're thinking, I just can't afford to go to school. That's not true. We can help you out. We've got programs to pay for all of your tuition in a lot of cases. So make sure you register now, register early, get involved with the financial aid department, especially if you're going to be enrolling in the fall. We've got some funding to assist you with that. Fall enrollment is underway. We've got 5 ways to learn. 2 of them are online. One of them is a hybrid, or I should say 2 of them are hybrids, where you can take your labs and your courses, some online, some in person, and in-person classes, face-to-face. Tony, I know you're an adjunct professor. Mm-hmm. Are you back to instruction in person, or when are you planning on returning?
In the fall, they're going to have a whole lot more of face-to-face, but they will be small classes. So there's going to be more classes to accommodate the small classes, if you want to put it that way. But then they'll be both online and face-to-face.
Yes. So the main thing is, if you're going to take an in-person class, Dr. Tony, she'll be registering in the fall. So you want to take her class, yes. You need to sign up early. Her classes fill up all the time. She's a very popular professor here at HCC. So her classes fill up. So if you want to take those classes, they're small, they are limited. So make sure you sign up now. HCC.
They're lots of fun. Yeah, lots of fun, especially face-to-face.
What are you teaching in the fall again?
It's appreciation of the theater, introduction to theater, and but we have makeup and we have all kinds of other dramatical classes to take.
Right. We may even take you down to HCCTV studios as a field.
Oh yeah, that's a special thing for me.
Yeah. Okay, folks, that's going to wrap up today's show. Tomorrow on the show, we've got Kimberly Penn. She's an entrepreneur in residence at HCC Southwest. She'll be here to tell us about what her crew is up to. And it's Thursday, Virtual Family Fun Day, Tony.
Yes, we will have a special guest from Williamsburg, Virginia.
I love Williamsburg.
I cannot believe it. I'm like, wow.
Williamsburg. This is like one of the first years I haven't gone there with my wife. We go there every year just about.
I want to go there. They're from the Colonial Williamsburg Museum there. And, we're still celebrating our nation's birthday, and that's the best place to do it because you can learn all about it there.
That is going to be cool. I'm looking forward to going back to Colonial Williamsburg tomorrow here on Up to the Minute. Okay, folks, going to wrap up today's show. We'll see you live tomorrow at 10 a.m.